You need substance out of his game. It can't just be cutback to a cutback to a drag back to a cutback to now I cannot complete a pass. So much of Ousmane Dembele's game is about being explosive, and I don't quite understand for the life of me why he gets beyond people and then cuts it back to then bring more people that he had left behind. If you've already beaten somebody, then continue in that path, unless the cutback is the obvious choice. But he does it so often, and you think, well, how does that affect Barcelona? Well, it affects the movement of Lewandowski inside the 18-yard box. You've made your initial movement. You go to the near post. You go to the far post. This guy is cutting back on the right-hand side, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. By the time you make your first movement, your second movement, he's cutting again. You're saying, all right, dude, just cross it whenever you want to whoever you want to, because I don't know when you're going to cross the ball. And it affects the dynamics of their attack. If you're going to depend on him to produce on the right-hand side, then produce. Stop all the dribbling, stop all the shots that go to the 20th row, and actually deliver a ball that Robert Lewandowski can get on the end of.
So some huge decisions, obviously, for Xavi around this game. Robbo, the other day on Extra Time, we got a question that came in. Is Xavi overrated as a manager? What do you make of him as a tactician?
I think he's going to be a decent tactician. I'm sure he's going to be a very good manager. The problems he's got at the moment is that he's got injured centre-backs. And the ones that are coming into the side, I think it's wrong that he bought Eric Garcia back, or they bought Eric Garcia back, because I never thought he was good enough, and he stays with him at times, but he has to at the moment. But that's his big problem. When they've got everybody fit, I think they've got a very good squad. He's still got to make the right decision, I think, between Rafinha and Dembele. And I go with Ali's point about Dembele. Think of the first game against Inter when they really should have won the game, and he had so much possession and didn't make the most of it. They could have taken him off after half an hour. You could see how he was going to play, and that's why I wouldn't play him. I play Rafinha. I think Xavi, over the course of the time, will prove to be a very good manager.
Pressure on now more than has been ever at any other time in his tenure, yeah?
Well, because you are on the verge of being out of Champions League group stage on back-to-back seasons, which is unacceptable. Any other year would be unacceptable for Barcelona, but particularly this year, given the financial situation that we have reported time and time again. And then there is pressure in the sense that he himself has set up this month as a season-defining period of time for the club in terms of what they do this year. Okay. You haven't been able to deliver in Champions League. Now you have El Clasico. And I disagree slightly with Pablo. I don't think this is a must-win for Barcelona as much as I think it's a must-not-lose for Barcelona. They need to be able to get something positive out of this game to set up the rest of the season. They lose this game, and now I don't think it's insurmountable by any means, but it does set the club back even further than where they are right now. You are doubling down on the disappointment of Champions League and losing El Clasico on the same week. That's tough to come back from.
You're right. It's not so much a must lose, but I still think it's an important game. To your point, that they have to get something out of. Yeah. They have to get something to build on. And just looking at Xavi again and his tenure at Barcelona, if we use last season as a measure, comes into a team that's struggling, gets them into second place, and now you want to see what can he do from there. Given the signings, a lot was expected. Given the financial gymnastics that Barcelona had to perform all summer, if you finish this season, and with this Clasico in mind, if you finish this season as you did last, going into the Europa League, second to Real Madrid, I think there are a lot of questions to answer for the club and for Xavi alike.
And to your point, Shaq, Xavi comes in, right? And he was given the benefit of the doubt. And, of course, he's obviously trying to repair the job of Ronald Koeman. All right, Xavi, there's a lot of patience, a lot of equity for you as a manager. But now you're given the players, you're given the tools, and we got to go back to last season in Europa League. What was the excuse when they couldn't get past Eintracht Frankfurt? Oh, it's because there were a lot of German fans. There are a lot of German fans in the stands. That's why you lost. So I think it's time to move away from the excuses. It's time to move away from the reasons as to why you're not doing well. And it's time to then deliver in a big moment. We saw some of that last year when they went to Bernabeu and won 4-0. You need a performance like that. Not necessarily winning 4-0, but you need to see the best version of Barcelona. And we just haven't seen the best version of Barcelona in games that truly matter. That's what you need from Xavi. That's what you need from this club.
Real Madrid, Barcelona, Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Our coverage starts on ESPN+. We heard from the boys in Madrid, who were very bullish on Real Madrid's chances. Rabo's got Real Madrid winning 2-1. Shaka, you went 2-1 Real Madrid as well. Ale, okay, 2-1. Luis Garcia, remind me where he started his career?
That would be Barcelona.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.